Hey, what's good, everyone? This is Hugh from QLC. Welcome back. I'm gonna make shorter videos so that you guys are able to digest it more and you guys will be enjoying them better. I'm gonna make a three-part series into my opinions on these vaccine passports. There have been talks, nothing's been finalized yet, but there have been talks about vaccine passports where people who have been unvaccinated are not going to be able to enter certain premises or certain events, such as football matches or pubs, bars. They're not going to be able to travel outside the country. Now, premise alone, I think that's flawed. I don't think it's a good idea. And here's why. Number one, I this 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 hasn't happened in history before. Never in history has this type of thing happened before. Where they say, okay, there's a disease like, I don't know, the flu, which kills lots of elderly people every year. Influenza. There's a bunch of different diseases that the elderly people are more able to contract or to get than younger people because older people have statistically worse immune systems. And there's never been passports where young people haven't been able to enter the cinema or the pub or the club or a stadium because they're able to carry a disease that won't kill them, that could kill the elderly person sitting next to them at any of these venues. No, that's never happened before. Why is it happening this time? Number two, the fact of the matter is the mentality, the perspective of people that are pro this idea is that okay, you know, people chose to be unvaccinated. So that means they are, choosing not to enter these certain venues where you have to have a vaccine passport to enter. Uh, I'll counter that by, you know, saying that in actual fact, it's not about people not being vaccinated and having the choice not to be vaccinated. That means they don't deserve to enter certain venues that where they can spend money on entertainment and leisure so that they can help restart the economy after a year and a bit of lockdown. No, it's actually the fact that people are being forced to take the vaccine regardless of whether they want to or not. Now, this isn't an argument about whether the vaccine is, and there are a bunch of different vaccines, by the way. There's the Pfizer one, there's the Oxford one, there's a bunch of different ones. Johnson and Johnson have got their own vaccine. There's a bunch of different vaccines from different companies. I, this isn't an argument about whether the vaccines are healthy or not, or whether they're good or not, or whether they're uh, real or not, or whatever. It's nothing to do with that. That argument is irrelevant. What is important is that there are a lot of people that don't necessarily need to take the vaccine because, you know, obviously that it's not going to harm them and it's not going to hurt them. Now, people are going to make the semi-logical assumption that everybody should be vaccinated so that nobody has the disease. But in actuality, uh, the people that have marketed this vaccine have said themselves, just because you get vaccinated, it doesn't mean that you're 100% not going to get the virus. Like, they're vaccinating people who've already got the virus. Okay. They're also vaccinating people who haven't got the virus. But even the best vaccines, or whichever vaccines they claim to be the best vaccines, they've said that there's going to be like a 95% probability of you not getting the virus. You could still get it. So, and they're also talking about how even if everyone's vaccinated, again, these are talks, they're not finalized. They're still talking about further lockdowns. Like Matt Hancock talked about how there's going to be another lockdown this winter, possibly. And there's still talk about people wearing masks indoors, outdoors for the next few years. Again, these are talks, these are not confirmations. But I see how ideas swim around. Like a few months ago, not one politician would have said, oh, we're going to do vaccine passports. But now, Boris Johnson is saying that we need to have vaccine passports. Everything with this government is a U-turn. So you have to understand that just because, you know, there are vaccines and just because it might help some people, it doesn't mean it'll help anyone else. Like, not everybody, in my opinion, not everybody has to be vaccinated. I could be wrong, I could be right, but that's just my opinion. But forcing people to take vaccinations, through these backdoor BS where it's like, oh, okay, you don't need to take the vaccine, but you won't be able to leave the country. You don't need to take the vaccine, but you won't be able to go into certain venues. It's it's pretty blatant what they're doing, because obviously we're supposed to have human rights, we're supposed to have free will, but they can't tell us not to have the vaccine. I mean, they can't tell us that we have to be vaccinated, but they can tell private organizations, to do certain things that will make it harder for people that are unvaccinated to do the same things as vaccinated people. So basically, they're going to be splitting the society into two. And that's not what I believe in. Okay. So please, when you hear of reports, shows, news articles, social media articles about stuff like this, when you hear about vaccine passports, don't just completely believe in what people are telling you. You need to have a critical mind. You need to not necessarily say that it's BS, but you need to understand that there are pros and cons, and you need to understand that just because somebody on the TV is telling you to do something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's, you know, the right thing or what you have to do. That'll be more on this. I'll see you soon. Bye.